Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. I do have the tarot deck already shuffled that we'll be using, as well as the clarification deck and the advice deck that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Capricorn, in your recent past, you have your dreams need a practical plan with the Four of Wands in reverse. Whether or not you realize it, your recent past and the purpose of it was building a foundation. You know, when we are in a period of our life where we're experiencing challenges, tribulations, things falling apart, the lessons, the growth, the expansion, all of those things can often feel like we're taking steps backwards. Yes, there's growth and there's expansion involved, but in the material sense, it can feel as if our life is moving backwards. But in reality, we're often actually gaining wisdom and knowledge and a deeper understanding to be able to build on. And so your recent past was definitely an aspect of that. Now, I feel like you have certain dreams, goals, a vision, of what you want for your future. But I feel as if in your past, it felt like you were getting further from that, but it was actually a creation of the foundation for you to be able to build on toward what it is that you desire. Because in your current energy, you have it's time to take action with the Four of Swords. So this is kind of an interesting energy to me, because you have it's time to take action, and then the Four of Swords, which to me is like rest, recovery, stillness. So to me, this is an energy about, yes, this is about moving forward, starting to gear up to move forward, but also allowing space for stillness to understand what exactly the next steps are for you. No reader, no spiritual teacher or guru or anybody can help guide you in the direction that you are capable, to the extent that you are capable of guiding yourself. And so to me, this is about finding the answers that you need within to be able to take certain steps forward, because the overall theme for the reading is go for it. So there's something here that maybe you've been wanting to take action toward, or that you have taken action toward, or that you've taken action toward, but now it's time for next steps. Whatever the case is, this to me feels like pretty substantial confirmation. Now, in your recent or in your immediate future, you have the answers you need are coming with the Three of Wands. So oftentimes we want to be completely sure before we take steps out of our direction, or out of our comfort zone. Before we take steps towards the direction of our dreams, we want to feel, completely sure. We want to have a full plan. We want to know exactly how things are going to play out. And when that is the case, we will often keep ourselves stuck in taking absolutely no action at all, because taking steps out of your comfort zone is inherently taking steps into the unknown. Now, as you take those steps forward, as you take steps out of your comfort zone, the answers you need for that next step are going to appear. And that's what I feel like your future is all about, is not needing to have all of the answers right now, not needing to know how everything is going to unfold, but just gaining the courage and gaining the faith to be able to take the next step, if you will. And then, once you take that step, the next step will appear. And then you take that step, and then the next step will appear. And then before you know it, you've gotten yourself there, wherever that is for you. And so I do feel like this is a reading, like I kind of said, regarding confirmation, but also becoming comfortable with not having all of the answers. So kind of a little bit of both. But let's start, Capricorn, with your recent past. You have your dreams need a practical plan with the Four of Wands in reverse. This is for Capricorn's recent past. Capricorn's recent past. One more. This is for Capricorn's recent past, please. Recent past for Capricorn. So Knight of Swords, Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is an energy of putting a lot of effort and energy and time into something and it either falling apart or the pieces not coming together. That was intentional. Because again, your past wasn't really a period of your dreams being realized. Your past was a period of creating a foundation. And so, like, because the Knight of Swords can be like, being very busy, moving quickly, kind of putting a lot of energy into a lot of different things. So I feel like your recent past was probably filled with quite a bit of doubt because when we put a lot of energy into something and nothing seems to like amount from it, or we don't get to where we thought we would go from the amount of energy that we put into it, it can feel very discouraging and disheartening. We can start to think that, oh, there's no point, or every time I put energy into this, it just doesn't matter. But whether or not you realized it, it did matter. There was so much going on behind the scenes energetically that you weren't really aware of at the time, and maybe still aren't, because it does feel like this recent past was more of a learning period than anything. Recent past for Capricorn. Recent past for Capricorn, please. Recent past. Search for clarity. That was kind of a big theme of your recent past. Feeling a little lost and definitely a little bit unsure. Now, the Seven of Swords in reverse to the Four of Cups in reverse to me, actually, like, combined, is giving me this energy of, like, not allowing yourself to focus on, like, I kind of already alluded to it, like having all the answers or having, or like fully understanding. Who is it? I think it was either Carl Jung. No, I think it was Wayne Dyer has said that, there's a fly here, said that, or maybe it was Eckhart Tolle, I don't know, one of them, basically said that surrendering to to not knowing can often sometimes be the answer we're ultimately looking for. We often search for answers or search for a deeper understanding of like why things aren't happening or even why they are happening a certain way. We can often get lost in the deeper purpose, which sometimes the deeper purpose is surrendering to the unknown and allowing what you don't know to kind of continue to fuel your next steps, if that makes sense. Sometimes we can think that because things haven't worked out the way that we thought, or because the pieces aren't coming together the way that we thought, that it means that they're like, it's never going to happen, or the pieces are never going to fall into place. Or, we can jump to those extremes when we're not able to see the full picture, when we're not able to see how we're going to get there. And so this recent past was about being comfortable with not knowing how you're going to get there, when you're going to get there, but just knowing that this is about taking certain steps. Oh my goodness, this fly is driving me crazy. Taking certain steps in the direction towards where you're trying to go, with that faith that every single step is going to, allow the next step to appear. Because I do feel like this is an energy of a lot, like kind of being concealed from you by the universe, like a lot that you weren't supposed to know at the time. And so maybe this energy of feeling lost or stuck or uncertain, like it all feels like that was absolutely happening for a reason. Recent past for Capricorn, please. Recent past for, this fly has decided I am its target. Recent past for Capricorn, please. Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, Judgment. Okay. Your limiting beliefs were really, it's like, when we're going through challenges, trials, tribulations, all that stuff, it really is the reflection of our own limiting beliefs back to us. So, when we're experiencing this energy of things not working out, it's our limiting belief coming to light of things are never going to work out. And take that however that relates to you. Now, however you respond when you're experiencing your limiting belief is going to depend on how it is that your future is created. If you respond with fear, you recoil back to comfort zone, you fall back into old patterns and old habits, well, then the cycle will repeat. But if you face those limiting beliefs with the faith that things can be different as long as you choose different or move different, or continue to move towards what's best for you, what's meant for you, what aligns with your value, then things can and will change. And so I do feel like with this Three of Swords energy in association with coupled with this Eight of Swords in association with like this other energy that you have back here, it feels like there was this period of suffering surrounding limiting beliefs that things were never going to work out for you, and maybe that's because you were experiencing them not working out, but it wasn't proof that things aren't working out. It was proof ultimately that your limiting beliefs have been blocking you, which is something that everyone has to deal with on the path to what they desire. Oh my gosh, I'm about to pause this video and kill this slide. All right, current energy for Capricorn, please. I don't know if you can see them buzzing around on the video, but current energy for Capricorn, clarifying it's time to take action with the Four of Swords. I promise our home is clean. I just live in humidity. All right, current energy for Capricorn, please. It's time to take action with the Four of Swords. And what I mean by that is they're everywhere. Current energy for Capricorn, it's time to take action with the Four of Swords. So right now you're in a state of being pretty conflicted. Interesting. There's the Four of Wands in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. And maybe that's because of how your recent past unfolded. But now I feel like there's this conflicting kind of like, is it worth it? Do I continue to move on this path, or do I allow myself to fall back into old patterns and old habits and almost like settle for a reality that isn't fulfilling? Because the Page of Cups in reverse can be an energy of not really fully listening to divine guidance. So I do feel like you are receiving certain guidance about taking certain action forward or continuing on a certain path or whatever the case might be, but there's this part of you that isn't allowing yourself to fully embrace the process and embrace the journey, which is a really hard thing to do. But with the go for it and then it's time to take action, it feels like this confirmation that you need to continue to move in the direction of your dreams. Don't allow the setbacks and the limitations and the fears and the doubts and the insecurities to dictate what you do next. Because when you do that, you trap yourself in the reality of allowing your fear, your doubt, and your insecurity to control where you're at and where you're going, which is what keeps you stagnant and in old cycles and things of that nature. Current energy for Capricorn, please. It's time to take action with the Four of Swords. Current energy for Capricorn, it's time to take action with the Four of Swords. The Moon. Lots of fear right now, specifically fear around never getting what it is that you deserve with the Justice, which I feel like is the biggest reason why you're having a hard time following divine guidance. If we could just wake up one day and know that we are deserving and capable and that we're supported, by the universe, and the universe has is always there to support us through lack and limitations, and we pursue that path with unrelenting faith, then it would be really easy to get to where we're trying to go. But unfortunately, we're human beings having a very real human experience with complicated human emotions and belief systems, and that's just not how it works. We often create our own suffering based on what we limit ourselves to believe about ourselves and our reality and what's possible for us in our future. And right now, your reality is kind of reflecting back at you a lot of fear. And that fear, if you let it, can keep you stuck. It can keep you held back. It can keep you stuck in and exactly where you are and where you have been, right? If you always do what you've always done, you'll always receive what you've always gotten. If you change the way that you perceive and therefore move in, you know, in regards to your reality, things are going to change. But that requires embracing the unknown, taking steps in a direction that you never really have taken steps before, right? Allowing yourself to venture out, allowing yourself, you know, if this is like learning a new skill or going to school, like allowing yourself to be bad at something. Sometimes, you know, we hold ourselves back from allowing ourselves to be bad at something first before we can be good at it, and that is a form of self-sabotage that keeps us stuck where we're at, that doesn't allow us to embrace our potential fully. And so I do feel like this is a lot of, as cheesy as it sounds, Capricorn, believing in yourself to the fullest extent so that you can realize, you know, turn your dreams into reality and not just let them continue to be dreams, which is something that most people do. Current energy for Capricorn, because it's hard. It's hard work. Current energy for Capricorn, please. Current energy for Capricorn. Want them to turn all the way over, hit the table. Current energy for, okay, 6 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're lacking hope right now. With the 8 of Pentacles. And I feel like that's because you aren't where you want to be. But I bet that if you look at how far you have come, you would be able to see that you're actually a lot further along than you give yourself credit for. Because, you know, I talked about this in a video that I posted to my social media about how if we woke up tomorrow with everything that we've ever wanted, without having to work through the challenges and the limiting beliefs and the fears and the doubts and the insecurities, you would sabotage it away in a heartbeat. Because if you don't become the person that you need to become, which happens on the journey to getting where you're trying to go, then you're not going to be able to be the person that's able to sustain whatever it is that you're wanting to attract or create or have, or whatever the case is. And so oftentimes when things aren't working out for us, it's really hard to see this when you're in the thick of it, but things are actually still working out for you, just on a bigger scale, bigger perspective kind of view, which is, again, it's not an easy thing to understand when you're experiencing things not happening, right? It can be like, how the hell is this working out for me if I'm struggling, if I'm in lack, if I'm experiencing loss, if I'm suffering? How is this happening for the benefit of me? And to be honest with you, you are the only person that will ever be able to answer that question for yourself. And so that's why I feel like there is this combination of taking action and balancing it with stillness. We can't take action all the time because then we'd never be able to get in touch with the guidance. So being able to understand how to listen to yourself, how to listen to your intuition over your ego voice, you know, how to listen to your faith instead of your fear, because your fear and your ego is going to be the loudest voice in your mind and in your life. It's going to be the one that's going to be the most believable, the one that you are going to relate to the most, because your fear is something that you have experienced before. Abundance and freedom and, you know, whatever it is that you're looking for, that's something you've never experienced. So it's harder to believe in it because it doesn't align with what you're used to. And so, you know, it's kind of like with this 5 of Wands, like that conflicting aspect that you're in right now. It's not necessarily that you're conflicted about what you want. In fact, I feel like you're very clear on, if there were, you know, if it was impossible for you to fail, I feel like you're very, very clear on what it is that you desire. Now, I feel like what you're conflicted about is whether or not you can do it, or whether or not you're good enough, or whether or not you're intelligent enough or attractive enough, or whatever the case might be. And all of those things are going to align with the belief that you need to be perfect and have it all figured out right now in order to have what it is that you desire, when that is never true. Like you will see when we get into your immediate future, as you take steps in the direction towards what you desire, you gain the knowledge, you gain the faith, you gain the confidence. Confidence is something that gets you to where you're trying to go. Confidence is something that's gained on the path to where you're going. Immediate future for Capricorn, the answers you need are coming. With the 3 of Wands, what does Capricorn need to know regarding their immediate future? Just feels like this is about turning dreams into reality, allowing these things that you daydream about, these visions that you have, allowing yourself to know that if the universe put a goal or a dream in your heart, then it has every intention of helping you make that happen, making that a reality. Focus on what you can control and leave the rest up to the universe. Immediate future for Capricorn, the answers you need are coming with the Three of Wands. Immediate future for Capricorn, the answers you need are coming with the Three of Wands. Immediate future for Capricorn. When you find yourself triggered and overwhelmed and afraid and in doubt, because it's going to happen. There is no avoiding fear and doubt and second guessing yourself. There's no avoiding that. That, in fact, if you are trying to avoid fear, doubt, and second guessing yourself, then you are playing it entirely too safe. When you are on the path to what it is that you desire, fear and doubt and second guessing your path and yourself is going to be like by far the most predictable aspect of the path. So when you're experiencing those moments, try to take the role of the observer. Try not to allow the fear and the doubt to become a truth for you. Especially when you start taking, bigger steps out of your comfort zone, when you start doing things that are unlike anything you've ever done before. Every single part of you is going to feel like it's wrong because it's so used to a certain way of doing things. It's used to a certain reality. It's used to disappointment and loss and lack and suffering and fear and all of the things that you've been dealing with. It's funny, we as humans, we actually have a tendency to resist the things that are good for us. We resist our abundance. We resist love. We resist freedom because all of those things are so unknown, and our ego likes predictability. It likes to know how things are going to feel and what it's going to look like. And, our suffering is something that our ego is very familiar with. So your ego will actually do a lot, like most of what it can, to keep you stuck in that suffering. So when you're experiencing these triggers and these emotionally heightened moments where you're going, nothing is working out for me, I'm never going to get to where I'm trying to go, every move that I make is only in vain, and nothing is actually ever going to happen for me. Don't allow those, because you're going to feel that way, and you need to allow yourself to feel that way. Don't deny yourself the experience of feeling that way, but become the observer and saying, this is just my ego trying to keep me stuck in what is familiar. Don't allow yourself to go, these things are true and now I must do something about it, because that is where you get into the realm of self-sabotage. And trust me, I talk about these things because I've experienced them, and I experience them on a day-to-day basis. It's a very difficult energy to work through, but it's the reason why most people aren't living a life that they're happy with, because they're stuck in the familiarity of old patterns and the suffering that comes with that, instead of allowing themselves to face the fear and the uncertainty that comes with embracing a life beyond what it is that you can even imagine. Immediate future for Capricorn, please. Immediate future for Capricorn, please. Ooh. The only reason you lack hope, and I feel like the Star Universe is kind of saying what the Six of Wands Universe is saying, but I already pulled the card, so it needed a different card to hold its place, because it can still, this can be like lack of healing, but I'm seeing it as like the same kind of energy. The only reason you lack hope is because you don't know. You don't know what to expect. You don't have all the answers, and you've experienced so much disappointment that there's a part of you that expects that. The Two of Pentacles is this energy of focusing on your priorities, focusing on your habits. Our habits create our reality. If we put our energy into creating day-to-day habits that can help form a life that we are happy with, then that day-to-day experience is going to create the results that you're looking for. Happiness and fulfillment never, ever will lie in the outcome. Happiness lies in the journey and in the day-to-day experience of getting to where you're trying to go. And so there's this need to focus on, how can I create a day-to-day experience habits, your routine, the mundane aspect of your life. How can I create a routine that aligns with what it is that I enjoy on a day-to-day basis, but also is helping me take steps toward the future that I desire? That can help you on the process of getting there, where you're not holding on so much to like the outcome, and you're allowing yourself to enjoy the journey. Because if you're not enjoying the journey, you are further away from your manifestation than you think. If you're enjoying the journey, the manifestation is on its way. Gabby Bernstein talks about this a lot, how she's one of the spiritual teachers that has impacted my teachings the most. She talks a lot about how the way that she actually views and like measures her success is by how much fun she's having. That is typically when she knows that her manifestations are on the way, is when she's enjoying the process of getting there. And so when we can align ourselves into creating a life that we enjoy today, then the outcomes that we desire are going to be inevitable, because that energy that we put into it, the joy and the creativity and the excitement and all of the things that come with living the life that you desire, that is going to allow the outcome to attract so much easier than just putting in fear and we think that grinding it out is going to be what gets us there, but it's never that. It's balancing our day-to-day little tiny priorities that can kind of spill over into other aspects of your life. There is a book that's coming to mind, and if this calls to you, I highly recommend reading it. It's called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Was a very eye-opening book for me in regard to how our habits really do make up our life. And that book is a basis for how I understand how our brain works, and subconscious versus conscious, and energy that we invest into our life. So I recommend reading that book if that's something that resonates with you. Because this is all advice for your future, right? The universe isn't going to sit here and say, this is what you can expect. All of the abundance you've ever wanted is coming your way tomorrow. Just wait. Because those predictions are always a possibility, but they're never ever going to be a truth. You have the power to create the life that you desire, and that's what I want to focus on in my readings, is what can you do to make whatever it is that you're looking for an inevitable. Immediate future for Capricorn, please. Immediate future for Capricorn, please. Immediate future for Capricorn. Ooh, okay. So you're showing up here as the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is someone to me who takes initiative, like takes the control of their life into their hands, like puts the power back in the hands of themselves. One of the hardest truths I ever had to internalize on my journey was, if I am not where I want to be in my life, if there is an aspect of my life that doesn't align with the life that I want to live, it is because I am standing in my own way. And when we can internalize that truth, and it's a tough one, because your ego is going to go, it's everybody else's fault. This person isn't paying me enough. This person isn't treating me good enough. There haven't been any options. Where are the options? Where are the opportunities? Your ego is going to do everything in its power to say, it is not me, it's the world. It's natural, and there's no shame in that, because that's how your brain works. But when you can internalize the belief of, okay, what is it that I need to know about myself that is holding me back from where I want to go, then the cool thing about that is, yeah, it's a hit to the ego. It's not something you want to face. But on the flip side of that, it says, I have the power to change it, which means you go from saying, my happiness and my ability to have the life that I desire lies in the hands of other people, to my ability to live the life that I desire lies in the hands of myself and my faith in the universe. And that is the most powerful mindset switch that you can have on the journey to creating the life that you desire. So because the judgment in reverse can be the need to see the truth behind what's really going on. And, with the King of Wands kind of coupling with that, with the, putting taking the power back into your own hands and taking initiative, taking action, and making sure that you are the person that is taking control of the life that you desire. Because if you do that and you recognize that you are capable and that you are supported, well, then you're pretty much going to be unstoppable. Like, I'm not saying that that's the case. And that again, that would be an ego ideal, but I am just trying to get in, because there's a strength, right? This confidence aspect, this knowing that you are good enough, knowing that you are capable. That right there is you needing to recognize that if you are not living the life of your dreams, it is because a part of you does not think it is possible. And if you can get to know and understand and love that part of you, well, then you're going to work through another blockage, and there's going to be more blockages, and there's going to be more times of fear and doubt. But those aspects of you are necessary to face in order to get to where you're trying to go. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to jump deeper into these messages, focusing on answering the question, what do you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Again, the information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Capricorn, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Capricorn, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Capricorn.